Hello everyone, it's Stefan here, the Photo Book Guru, and today I have something very special for you, a signature lay-flat book by Artzzy. Before I start talking about the book, let me say a few words about the company. It's a Canadian company located in Toronto, and they have been in the business for many years, and they started off by catering to professional photographers, mostly wedding photography, but they also did printing for several other photo book companies around the world. I was very lucky to be able to meet them when I was in Toronto in May. I met the team at the Artzzy shop and they were so lovely people. I had a really good chat with them about the company and the products that they do, and just in general about the world of photo books and things like that. So it was very interesting for me to, go onto site and see where the books are made. So the main product that they market is flush mount albums, and they are made of really high quality materials. They are expensive books, but they are really good. So when I think of Artzzy, the first thing that comes to my mind, especially after seeing all these books, is quality.
It's quality.
However, recently they started doing other types of photo books as well for the general market, which are less expensive, such as the signature lay-flat book and some other press books. Now, the difference between the signature lay-flat book and the flush mount books is obviously that it's lay-flat and not flush mount, and basically this is a teaser book in my eyes. This shows you what kind of quality you can expect in the flush mount books. However, this book has been stripped off loads of options that you would normally get with such a book. So it has very limited options regarding the cover, paper, and all those sorts of aspects. However, everything inside the book is really superior in quality, especially the print quality of the photos. So once again, in this review, I'm only talking about the signature lay-flat book. I might talk about and show you the flush mount books in a later review. However, now I'm going to post some short clips from the visit to the shop so you can see the different flush mount books that they do and wedding guest books and things like that. Obviously you can use any kind of photos in the books, but their biggest market is for weddings. Another quick note about the company's products: they launched something really interesting that I didn't even know it existed. It's an augmented reality photo book. It basically means that when your book is created, you submit videos to the company, they store it in the cloud for you, and there's an app for the phone. So when you page your book and you point your phone to a picture in the book, it's going to automatically come alive and show you scenes from your holiday or your wedding day, or wherever the pictures are from. I think it's amazing. I still have yet to try it out, so I'm not going to show it to you in this review, but hopefully very soon I can demo that as well, and you can see how it works in a real life scenario, not just on the website. They were also kind enough to give me a voucher code that I can offer you. Use the code LM10 and you can get 10% off from anything bought on their website. So it's not just for this book, it's for anything on the website, LM10. Now let me say a few words about this book. This is a signature lay-flat book. Again, it's one of a kind. It's not the flush mount and it's not any other book. It's called the signature lay-flat book. And when I received this book, I was really surprised by the high-end materials used and the quality of it. However, as I said before, it's a stripped off version of their main range, so many of the features that I would expect from a book of this price and quality are missing. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later when I go into my up-close shots, and also in the end in the pros and cons. But let me just give you a quick flip through. These are pictures from Hong Kong, if it's not obvious from the cover. And that's how it opens and some of the pictures. And let me go into my up-close shots now, show you the sizes, cover, binding, printing, quality, the editor, and then when I come back I'm going to talk to you about the price, delivery, deals, and what are the pros and cons of the book, what to watch out for, what to use it for. So stay with me. So that's how it came packed. It was obviously in an outer box as well, but I managed to rip it when I opened it. It had two outer layers like this, and then inside there's a wrap and there's another bubble wrap. So let me open it. And there we go. So first of all, let me talk about the sizes. It's a signature book, so it doesn't come in a vast variety of sizes. It's mostly square sizes, 6x6, 8x8, 10x10 and 12x12 inches. And there is also landscape, 11 by 8.5 inches. This one here is the 10x10. It's quite a good size, I think. Not too huge, but not small either. Let's go on to the cover. There is only one cover option with this book, which is an image wrap hardcover. Now obviously if you do the flush mount books, there is so much more to choose from, but in the signature lay flat, unfortunately this is the only one that you can choose. As I said before, it's a teaser book, so it's really just a stripped off version of the rest of the range. So let me show you this up close. It has a very interesting texture. It's a very fine lustrous texture. It's similar to the Z&O lay flat books cover, but not as rough as the Z&O. It's much finer texture in this. I would say it's a matte finish. It doesn't have too much reflection at all. You can customize it in any way you want to. I just used 2 photographs, one for the front, one for the back. So that's the front and that's the back there. There's no barcode, no logo, and you don't have to pay for that. And that's the spine where again, you can have just a photo. It's a nice, elegant, very high quality cover, but a linen or leather option would be more than welcome, even in the signature lay flat books. Now let's move on to the binding. The signature lay flat book is a seamless lay flat book, which means that your photos are printed on double spreads and these are stuck together, creating a seamless, continuous flow of images across the 2 pages. The book starts with a flyleaf and empty black double spread, which is beautiful. I love it. You need this empty double spread to make the book look more elegant. And then it starts here on the first page. As you can see, it opens completely flat and there's nothing getting lost in the gutter. And that's how it pages. And again, if you go to the back, it's the same black double spread and that's how it finishes. And again, on the inside, there is no barcode and no marketing information in the book. Let's have a look at it from the top. It is a very neat and professional binding. If you look at it, it looks perfect, not a single glitch or mistake. So regarding the binding, it's a very high quality binding made to high standards. The spine looks nice and sturdy. It pages wonderfully. It opens completely flat. That's just the way it should be. Let's go on to the paper. Now the signature lay flat book is using a Fuji Archive lustrous photographic paper. If you don't know what that means, it's one of the best ones, and luster means that it has a sandy texture, it has a subtle sheen. Photographic means that it's a paper created for the purpose of silver halide printing. So let me show you this paper kind first of all. So if I go close enough, you should be able to see the texture there. It's a very fine lustrous texture. A beautiful subtle sheen. Colors look radiant, by the way. So it's a really nice lustrous paper. The only moan or little complaint here is again that it's quite an expensive book and there is no other option. And I do understand that they wanted this to be a signature book, which is, you know, these are the options you get. Try it, see how the quality is, and then if you like it, you can go for the flush mount books. But still, this book costed $90, so in the future, with a book of this quality, it would be lovely to see at least one more paper option. However, as I said before, if a company offers only one paper option, which some of them do, then the best one to offer is a lustrous paper because it's the most versatile. You can use it really for any occasion. You can print anything on lustrous. Let's move on to the printing process. So this is where I was so happy. The books are printed using a silver halide method, so it's a traditional chemical process, and that usually means that the colors are going to be very accurate. However, some of the books that were silver halide printed can come out a little bit soft, meaning that the contrast around the edges is not so strong as with digital books, and sometimes that can be noticeable. It's not a bad thing when it comes to, you know, skin tones, but sometimes, especially if you have buildings, it does make a difference. Now with Artzzy, this wasn't a problem. The print looks really dynamic, and yet it has a very strong contrast. So it's not only the portrait which came out looking really good, but also pictures of buildings and photos which have a lot of detail inside. So have a look at this one here. It's a cityscape, and it's very fine detail in these photographs, and it's still really sharp and in focus, which is not the case with most of the silver halide books. And again, you can see how deep the blacks are, and this is not a glossy paper, so you can imagine how much deeper the blacks can look on a high gloss paper. So if I had to rate this book, I would say that apart from the build, it's the print quality that I was the happiest with. Let me show you a few more pictures here. And again, a black and white on these two pages. Sorry about the sirening, it's continuous in the city centre. So that's how the black and white looks, that's how the portrait looks, and that's how architecture and landscape looks. So whatever you're going to print in this book is going to be sharp in focus with a very sharp contrast and amazing dynamic range. And finally, let's go on to the editor. I'm going to post a few screenshots here. The editor is not as basic as I expected it to be for a silver halide book. However, it's only offering you a few templates in the signature lay flat book. I'm not sure if it's any different in the flush mount books, but on the website they say that you can choose from hundreds of different templates, but I didn't see them when I logged into the editor. So it was only 3 options, I think, that I could choose from the templates. And then inside the templates, you've got loads of different layouts, and when you put the pictures on, it can rearrange them automatically. If I had to compare this to Adorama Picks, which does a very similar kind of product, both books are silver halide and use similar materials, although this one is more premium, I would have to say. Adorama Picks is combining the two, like the features that you see in mixed book and Shutterfly. It's offering loads of different funky themes and stickers, whilst Artzzy is focusing more on high quality photography. But the things you could do are obviously putting photos into layouts, different number of photos on each page, doing double spreads, putting text here and there in the bottom, and again, these are my favorite kind of photos, when you have a lovely landscape spread out on a double page spread, and then you can really see the picture. So delivery. The book came really quickly from Canada, and international shipping was $16. I think it's a really reasonable price for overseas shipping. I'm not entirely sure what the price is within Canada or the United States, probably cheaper. There was a bubble wrap, another wrap, 2 cardboard bits, and inside a box as well, so arrived safe and sound. The full price of this book, which is 10 by 10 inches, and it's lay flat, it's photographic, silver halide, was $90. So it's not the cheapest book out there, but you can't get really high quality for $10. It just doesn't exist. There has to be a catch. So as I said before, use the code LM10 and you can get 10% off anything the website. And also they have regular deals on when they give 20-30% off photo books. I'm not sure if it applies to both flush mount and the signature lay flat, but they definitely have deals on the website, so look out for them. And from now on, I'm going to have them on my blog, thephotobookerguru.com/deals. So if you're looking for an Artzzy deal, go there, and if I have anything, I have it there. So finally, what are the pros and cons of the book? Let me start with the pros. The things I loved about the book are obviously the quality. I can't stress this enough. It's a really well built book. It uses really high quality materials. The printing was insanely good. As I said in the up close shots, sometimes silver halide books can be a little bit soft given the process that they use in the print. However, this one was really sharp and detailed, even in landscape and building photos that I used in the book. The binding is really great as well. As I showed you, it has no errors or defects anywhere. It looks just as it should look. There is no logo anywhere and you don't have to pay for that, so that's a plus, especially if you want to resell it or, you know, use it for customers. I really like the cover material they use for the image wrap hardcover. It's a very nice matte but lustrous texture, stock or lamination over the picture. And just a few of the things that I didn't like so much, or where I think they could offer a little bit more. As I said, this is an expensive book, and for the price you usually expect quite a few options. Having seen that the flush mount books come with so many cover options, leather and acrylic and glass, and the paper inside can be deep matte, can be lustrous, can be high gloss metallic. I just think that stripping this book off all these options is a little bit too much. I understand that it's a signature book and it needs to be limited, so, you know, people who do not understand the difference between all of these options and don't want to pay $600 for a book, it's a little bit easier for them to choose. However, I'm only saying this because I've seen other books. There are a few competitors who offer very similar kind of books, and they offer different paper types and different cover options. I'm not saying that the quality is the same. I would say that this one is certainly better than, the print quality was certainly better than with Adorama picks. However, they have 6 different paper types that you can choose from and at least 4 different cover options. And this company offers the same kind of cover options and paper types for their other books, so I think it would be nice to add at least 1 or 2 options for the signature lay flat as well. Also, if I want to compare it to the Little Black Book by Z&O, which again, the idea is very similar. In the Little Black Book they wanted to show that, okay, this is the quality you're going to get with Z&O, but this is a very limited book. You can only have 1 photo per page, it can only be this size, it can only be this paper option, it can only be this cover option, but they sell it for $10. Now, I'm not saying that the 2 books compare at all, because this one is way much better than the Z&O's Little Timeline book. However, the concept is the same, that they wanted to show you something that introduces you to the bigger range. So either make it cheaper with less options, or if you pay full competitive price for the book, then a few more options would be more than welcome. So these are just my observations, comparing it to different companies offering similar products. So the book itself is amazing, but I would like to see a few more options. What can you use it for? As I said in the up close shots, on lustrous paper you can really print anything you want. It's amazing for weddings, it's amazing for travel, it's really good for babies, portfolios. I would probably not use it for really bad quality Facebook images, and you wouldn't be able to benefit from the silver halide quality of these books. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments box. Don't forget you can use LM10 to get 10% off your order from the Artzzy website. Also, if you want to see any more of my travel photography, follow me on Instagram, Guy Around the World. Follow me on Facebook, and thank you for watching. Subscribe for more.